Hey guys, so I am in the youth center basement again. I've got another fan update. As you guys have seen, we've got this 90s or 1991 Hunter Original in the center room. In the front room, we have assorted outdoor fans, Hampton Bay Gazebo Plus and two Hunter Sierras. And then, as you've seen in the far room, I've got the Hunter Low Profile 2. That was the first one I put up. Well, I decided to put up another one. So there's a Low Profile 2. Yeah, you haven't seen one of these in a while. This is a former Sanctuary fan, actually. This was one of the 3 replacement fans for DC-52s. I assume it was because the DC-52s either died or the light broke or something, so they replaced a few of them. This is one of the replacement fans. We were calling them Harbor Breeze. I believe it's actually an Ellington, if I'm not mistaken, like a Ellington builder fan of some sort. It's definitely a cheapo, no doubt about that, but I don't mind these. They're kind of neat. There was a restaurant my mom used to take me to occasionally in Naperville, Illinois, where I grew up, that had a mixture of these and Hampton Bays, and it always baffled me because I thought these were Hampton Bays as well, but never saw the Hampton Bay logo. So it's kind of interesting to see one of these up close. They're definitely not super common. I'm sure they were just builder, cheapos at the time, but kind of neat to see. And it's a good candidate for down here. And yeah, like I said, it's probably an Ellington, and I flush mounted it. And obviously in the Sanctuary it had a very long down rod, so we kept those on the Sanctuary fan, so I just flush mounted it with its factory mounting bracket. And as you can see, the blades are reversible. I don't know how well it's going to show up. They're very red. It's like a cherry, and you can kind of see it there. And then the other side is oak. I tend to prefer the oak side, especially with polished brass, so I went with that. But yeah, we have 3 motors to 3 of these motors. Unfortunately, some of them did get a little bit flood damaged at one point. So this was probably the best surviving one. And the blades, I think some of them might have gotten mixed and matched just based on ones that weren't water damaged. So this is a pretty good set right here. If I remember right, this motor I think was the one that was in the back corner next to a DC-52, like it was stage left, like far corner. I think that was where this one was. Could be wrong, but yeah, like I said, blades are mix and match. And it is from 2001. And the same light kit's on it that was on it when I was in the Sanctuary. It's pretty standard. So all right, I'll go ahead and go through the speeds. It's kind of a lethargic performer, but again, just as a basement fan, it does what it needs to do. Definitely throws a lot of light, that's for sure. Those the four arm thing. Yeah, it's a weird thing because I always thought these looked very Hampton Bay, and yet, with the standard irons, I definitely could tell something was a little different. Yeah, and obviously the blades are, various conditions of warped one way or another. But since it's flush mounted, it's not really going to wobble, so that's good. And pretty average low, a little bit of a breeze, nothing too crazy. There is medium. It's actually quieter than I thought it was going to be. All the basement fans have been kind of interesting with noise because it seems like it just comes down to where you mount it. Like this fan obviously is just a cheapo spinner motor. I'm sure the coil tap speeds, and yeah, it's really not that noisy. And even the low profile 2 is pretty quiet too. Sometimes these 90s Hunters definitely hum. And yet in that front room, which those even have some rubber padding, the gazebo and the 2 Sierras, those hum like crazy. So yeah, I think it just comes down to, kind of how it resonates in the room. So this room seems to be a little bit better for that. Like I said, pretty quiet, I'll give it that. All right, and then let's go to high. You can see there's a little bit of ceiling paint on some of it here and there because you know, it was in the sanctuary, so I think when they repainted the ceiling at some points in time, might have got a little overspray on it. Let's put the low profiles on high as well. Let me compare high speeds. So I think the low profile's faster, but I think the Ellington is steeper pitch. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty darn close in terms of airflow. I think if the low profile was mounted, you know, against a normal ceiling, because like here, you know, you've got the gaps, so that definitely helps airflow. I think. I mean, I guess this one has that too, but so I know the low profile is definitely performing better than it normally would, just given the nature of huggers. But granted, this is also basically mounted in a hugger configuration, so I don't know. But yeah, I'd say at least in this installation, the airflow is about the same. Low profile's faster. That one's got steeper pitch. So we've already shown spin down on the low profile, so I'll go ahead and turn this one off. So I'll put this back to low. And yeah, these are, we leave these unplugged and we're not down here just you know, for safety reasons. Yeah, you can definitely see one blade's worked pretty good on that one. That might be one of the ones that was off of a different set. But, you know, I'd imagine over time they're all going to warp down some, so hopefully that'll balance out. But yeah, I mean, even like that, there's no death wobble, so that's good. Kind of an interesting fitter too. It's a forearm, but it's kind of got a very pronounced base. I assume these were, the light kit was definitely purchased separately, because I think these were not unipacked with the lights. This is pretty obviously a, you know, aftermarket light. I think the glass that light kit would have come with is those, what do you call it? It's kind of like, not a tulip. It's like a tulip that is got a, you know, like a slanted edge to it. A lot of hunters use them actually. I could show somebody a picture if you really are interested, but because we found a bunch of glass, random glass shades sitting up in the McGee office actually, and I'm betting those were the originals to these, because all the SMC light kits have they were all threes, and we had two sets of, or like 2 or 3 sets of 4, so those are probably the original glass for these. But I happen to not really like those too much, so I think the ribbed looks a little bit nicer. So yeah, definitely a cheapo fan, but you know, not the worst thing out there. I actually have a set of cane blades that fit these irons, or at least pretty close enough that I mean, I have to drill it out a little, but they would look really nice on here. So if I ever were to mount this somewhere that wasn't the youth center basement, I'd probably put those on. But anyway, so that is that. So yep, 1998 low profile 2 and 2001 Ellington builder fan. Final look through. 91 original. I believe 2003, I want to say. 2003 Gazebo Plus and couple of Sierras from 2009. So thanks for watching.